Welcome everyone. This is the Copper Wars. Season 1, episode 13. Lucky for some, or not. My name's Phil, and I am the Games Master. And I have 4 adventurers with me tonight who are going to go into Ventures Unknown. So I'm going to quickly go around in zero particular order. And I'm going to start with who's going to moan the most? Jezza! You're going to moan the most, so you can go first. Oh, I will just point out, tonight, as it's the season finale, we're going to do a drinking game. Every time you watch and Jezza's character Carswell fades into the background, take a shot. There we go. That's one. We've started. All right. So
3.
I just want to say we've done this deliberately tonight. We've had to work the technology so very hard. So Jezza, introduce yourself before you disappear.
5.
Well, g'day everyone. I'm Jez. I play Carswell Thorn, human fighter, who on the odd occasion, like now, will disappear.
8.
There we go. Fantastic. Human chameleon. We're going to go to Anais next.
Hi, I'm Anais. I am a female human bard. In this context is very persuasive, talkative, and she is cast, I guess, as a silver tongue.
Indeed. And we're going to go to Ikor.
Hello, I am Ikor von Kirby. I am a kobold rogue, and I do things.
Very good. Awesome.
Sneakily.
And lucky last is Alyce.
And I play Song of the River, apparently a blue tabaxi druid today. So
Very cold. That's fine. Awesome. Now, who's going to be the brave volunteer that decides that they are going to give me a recap of what happened last session?
There's an elf in the door.
yes, the damn
Not on
elf
the shelf.
bard from the no, bad.
There was an elf on a train who convinced Carswell that she had nothing to do with being on the train, and I suspect also made him misfire. I can't remember about that. Anyway,
Back.
She blew
she's
up.
back. She
blew up
also
my
disappeared
rifle.
from the front of the train, which caused Carmen no end of confuzzlement. And now she is in the doorway.
Yes. And why is she in the doorway? What has she just told you?
She insulted
We're in a
us.
world of trouble, I think
Yeah,
it
you're basically
was.
through.
And Gregor disappeared.
And
Again, he
Gregor's
does that.
disappeared, taking your horse.
And our battery thing.
And
whatever
the-
it is.
Still in Ikbor's pocket.
The cylinder.
You keep telling yourself that, Ikor. Still not true. And
Also, a
there's-
giant spider, or 3, how many legged spider?
Is it
3.
tripod? Yeah, tripod.
Tripod.
War
A
of the
giant
Worlds.
3-legged tripodic spider disappeared. Also, the army barracks is not dead. They are alive. And that's about what we're up to.
Yeah, pretty much. I will now give you the Games Master version. So we had a huge industrialized tripod marching off in the middle of the night, followed by a phalanx of military. These guys also went to explore a cemetery for no reason, because what they were told was there was not there. And Gregor, the fantastically awesome role-played bear, has stolen away in the middle of the night. And when I say stolen, he's also stolen a horse and a power supply, which Ikor is still convinced is in his pocket, but he is so utterly wrong. So we're going to join it there. And yes, you have been accosted by, well, not accosted, but the previously seen elven woman has stepped out and basically told you what you may have already been thinking. You're kind of screwed. So that's where we pick it up.
What do you mean we are in trouble? What do you want about?
Well, okay. So, in no particular order, your horse has gone, which was pulling your cart. Your comrade has gone, who was pulling your social life. And the little power supply that you think you have has also gone.
Just
Oh,
as
and
nice
there's-
correction there, may I just remind you that we are not completely without horsepower, and
Yep.
she points to Song of the
That's fine. And also there is the small matter of the big matter of the tripod. I think.
What exactly is the tripod?
Well, you tell me what you think it is.
A very
play
evil
Q&A.
machine that's been pulled from metal, pulled into pieces of metal have been pulled from the ground and created that monstrosity, whatever it is.
Yes. Yeah, you're on the right track so far. Anyone else? No? Anyone else got any
How do you
ideas?
know all this? Are you
Oh.
been following us?
Well, I don't like to. I hide my talents under a bushel sometimes. If you know what a bushel is.
I don't think I saw her on the train. So, do any of you know this woman?
Yes, she wreaked some havoc on my rifle. What exactly are you doing here?
Okay, well, firstly, I just want to point out, I don't think I actually wreaked havoc on your rifle. That would be your ineptness, but I did wreak havoc on you. What else did I do? Well, I suppose you could technically say I wreaked havoc on another passenger in the train who took up a gun and held it, well, kind of held up some passengers with it. I'm not quite sure what happened to him.
Neither do I.
No. And there was the whole matter of the train kind of being detached and puffing away. I mean, apart from that, my role in this has been very minimal thus far.
Can I check to see if she's lying?
Which bit? I mean, you can
There was a lot.
I want to see, just see if she's feeling honest. I want to just get a feel for her.
All right, yeah, sure. Roll insight, and I'll let you roll it with advantage because you are also a fairly kind of you'd pick up on these subtle cues.
Bard v. Bard.
Excellent. All right, first one is 12. Second one is 13, so plus the 3, so 16 altogether.
You sense that most of what she's saying thus far is honest in the fact that she's telling you some unpleasant truths.
Okay.
And so she has no real reason to kind of make you feel bad.
She's probably enjoying the smugness.
Oh, look, she's a very smug person. You'd certainly kind of, Anais, you'd appreciate that.
So far what you've told us is you're stopping, or inadvertently stopping us from doing anything.
I'm not stopping you from doing anything. I'm just here as a good Samaritan, as it were, just making you aware of the current situation. You can thank me later.
Neither of which will happen. You can go away now.
Really?
Hold up.
Whoa, hold on. There seems to be a bit of a split in the party. Not for the first time, I hasten to add.
Why? Why do we want her?
She knows about the tripod thingy. Tell us.
She's also following us, so maybe we don't just push random people away. So let's start with the obvious.
So you want to keep random strangers who follow us?
That's lovely. Go shut up. My dear Maven.
The elven woman's just going to sit down while you're bickering.
Well, the way I see it, we can't find this tomb or whatever. Whoever she was on the train and she's now appeared here. So our best avenue is to figure out what the heck she's doing here and go from there.
I'm going
Following
to turn
us.
to the lady and say, what do you want? Like, why are you here?
Well, I hear running horse is a lovely place for a vacation at this time of year.
Of course it is, but what do you want?
What does any person want?
Let's rephrase this.
I
What
put
do
my
you
hand in my
want
pocket
with
and pull out my
us?
gun.
I was going to do that.
Okay. You can
No,
do it.
I haven't, but Ikbo?
That's all I've done. I've just pulled it out and just got it in my hand by my side, and just waiting for her to answer Anais' questions.
Oh, I'm definitely answering them. He doesn't seem
No,
particularly
you missed the last
bothered
one.
by
What do you
your
want with us?
What do we want? What do I want with you? That seems to be a pretty philosophical question. Look, I suppose I'm here just for the sport, to be honest.
What is that sport?
Watching you get increasingly frustrated and stressed and wound up. It's delightful.
Are you being paid to enjoy this sport?
Oh no, think of this as a hobby.
I raised the gun.
Who do you work for?
So who do I work for?
Mm.
Give me a reason why I should tell you who I work for.
I cock the gun.
Yeah, still not really very good reason.
I fire.
You fire, we'll roll to attack then.
Oh my god.
You can roll with. You can tell you what. You can roll with advantage because she's not making any effort. She's still sitting down.
She's like, it's totally bluffing.
27.
Yeah, that's probably. I reckon that's a hit.
Just.
So we redid gun damage, didn't we?
Yes.
Us three.
Uh, 10 damage.
Okay. So with 10 damage, you shoot her in the shoulder. She screams out and falls backwards.
I'm going to grab Ikbo and
I resist.
I'm just going to basically pull him away.
Okay, so we have an opposed strength check, please.
Actually, can I try and dodge instead of?
Okay, we'll tell you what. We'll have Carswell roll his strength check, and then you can roll probably dexterity to try and dodge.
Once that's done, can I do a check to see if anybody has, like, in the neighborhood has reacted to the now gunshot?
Like really early in the morning, isn't it?
It's still
kind of
dark.
middle of the night, yeah.
9.
Oh, good luck with that, Ikbo. It is. I mean, you might be tired for me now, so you know.
Yeah, that's my excuse. It's late at night.
13.
Yeah, you fine. So Carswell goes to grab you, but you just kind of sidestep out of the way. Your gun's still smoking.
No touchy. No touchy.
So Ikbo, what's your alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, okay. That was definitely chaotic. Ikbo, what are you doing?
She's in our way and she's not answering our questions. I am just sick and tired of everyone just annoying me and not letting me finish my job. We have one job.
Ikbo has his period.
I think this current job is kind of not there at this point. So this is our only avenue.
Anais, I want you to roll perception, please.
Perceptioning away. Done. So it is a 5 + 5, so 10.
Yeah, you don't particularly notice any extra movement following the gunshot.
So no ringing bells of, holy shit!
No, I mean, you can fairly assume that the noise of an army marching and a big mechanical tripod marching through the town would probably have raised more people had they been so inclined.
Touche.
Did she just get shot and like fell back, or was she just standing still?
No, so she was seated, she got shot, and she fell backwards.
So I holster my gun now.
That's decent of you. Nice.
I'm going to kneel down next to her and help her kind of sit up again.
Yep, okay, so you see she's got a bleeding shoulder wound that continues to bleed. She's not saying anything. She's conscious, but she's not saying
Doesn't that hurt?
Yes, obviously it hurts.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay.
Wait, does it count if the bullet's like in her shoulder?
Well, the way
That's the point. Did it go through or is it in?
Yeah.
If you cast a cure wounds, for example, I would imagine the bullet would pop out and it would start to heal.
She only gets 3 healing though, so
that's fine. It's better than nothing. She says, "No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the intent. Thank you."
Yes, he can be a bit
Stupid.
spontaneous.
Stupid. I'm going with stupid.
He's crabby.
Is she saying this out loud?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes, so am I.
I take the gun out again.
Oh, stop, Ikbo.
Oh, bloody
What is your name, lady?
I am a lady. You can call me Lady Lavinia.
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 Lady Lavinia. That's nice.
Yeah, it is. Nice name for a nice lady.
A nice lady would tell us
Nothing. A nice lady would tell you, band of miscreants, nothing. And this lady would tell somebody who has a small kind of rodent, kind of yucky rogue who shoots people who are unarmed, would even tell you even less.
To be fair, my sweet, you're being very frustrating. So I understand. I have an element of an inkling as to why you got shot. Slight overreaction, I might add, but I do understand the desire to shoot you.
So in your world, being irritating is a cause to shoot somebody that's unarmed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? I'm sorry, I didn't catch the final answer. Was that a yes or a no?
It was 50-50. I did not say that I condoned the shooting, just that I understood the desire to do so.
Okay, so those of you who sit on the fence deserve fence poles up your ass.
Oh, that's very ladylike.
Those being
I quite like that, actually. Let's do that.
Well,
Right.
I mean...
What are you doing up at this late at night?
Presumably the same reason that you're all up at this time of night.
Trying to find out what's going on in this town?
You had mentioned our friend Gregor has taken off. What do you know about him?
What do you want to know about him?
We'd like to know where he is.
He's on a horse.
I know where he is. He's that way, and I'll point where the location.
Did he leave on his own volition?
Motivate me to answer your questions honestly.
Do you want money? Is that what you
I'm gonna
want?
shoot her again.
No, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to do you a favor as a group to kind of to help you develop. Okay. At the moment, you have two ways that you deal with things. You either shoot things because you're getting frustrated, or you just give up and walk away. I've noticed this because I've been following you for quite some time.
That's lovely, but since you're not a fairy godfather, father, I don't really know what you are, not fairy godmother, and we did not particularly wish to have this somewhat spiritual guidance or betterment, I'm kind of leaning towards shooting.
Well, of course, because you are too, you're very one-track mind, really. You're quite...
Yeah, it's a direction.
primitive.
Do you know where the tripod's destination is?
I know as much about you as that. I just saw it walk off and I saw it slowly turn. So
What drives you to follow us as a group?
I find you intensely interesting.
How can we become more interesting?
I'm really not sure how you become more interesting after shooting people for being irritating. That to me is the paradigm of being interesting. In fact, actually, it's interesting that you're so interesting that the rogue, because I know that little Ikbo there is a rogue, he has got a better shooting and an aim with his gun than your fighter, who also is meant to be good with his gun. Anyway, I digress.
You know how good he is with his gun. I'm getting a bit suspicious about you.
What do you mean you're getting suspicious? You should have been gotten suspicious when we were on the train.
Exactly. What were you doing on the train?
Well, you would put... Okay. I'm going to let your group answer this. Why was I on the train? What was I doing on the train?
The
Where holsters his gun and walks off.
Cool. Where are you walking to, just out of interest?
Where I got the first horse from.
Okay, well, nothing's open, though, because obviously...
I don't care. If there's a horse out the back, I'm taking it.
Oh, horse rustling. Hold on, I'll just write that down.
This won't end well.
Yeah, so, I mean, to everyone apart from Ikbo, well, yes, I was taking part in the heist.
Who was the gold going to?
I really don't care where the gold was going to. I didn't get any.
I didn't ask if you cared where the gold was going to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who got the gold?
Well, you know the other people on horses that stole the gold?
Who were they giving that gold to?
They kept it for themselves because they're greedy.
Then why were you there?
To make sure that it happened. Yes, oh. He's off. He's gone. He's had enough. He's following Ikbo.
He's still there. He's just
I know.
having camera difficulties.
I know. I'm just joshing with you.
A somewhat innocent man died because of your actions.
Well,
and
hold
mine.
on. I'm just going to park that stagecoach there for the moment, and let's just revisit that. I asked him very nicely to point a gun and to make sure that nobody did anything stupid. If he died, then it would be the fault of the person that killed him.
I did say your fault and mine.
Oh, you killed him. Okay, well, that's just generally your fault then.
Not on purpose.
I'm sure his widow would be most gratified to know that.
Oh, he was married? That makes me
this up, shall we? What was the purpose of your purpose? Like, why were you there to make sure that it went ahead? What do you get out of this?
You see, you're digging into deeper questions now. And what's my motivation? I've come here to kind of assist you in the fact that I'm telling you a lot of information.
All right, let me lay this down for you. If you want us to be further interesting, and if you want to keep following us, and if you want this to go in any way or shape or form the way you think or want this to go, we cannot do it, for we are, as you have said, stuck. Some guidance or some straight up instructions might be useful at this point.
You see, that was my intention to begin with, but then somebody shot me, and that's a bit of an impediment to me wanting to cooperate.
Understandable, but I don't think you're going to get an apology, so let's just move this along.
Maybe. I'm more inclined to do what you ask if I get the opportunity in return, and then we can clear the slate.
To shoot him?
To shoot Ikbo?
Yeah.
That could
I'm
be
good with
fun.
That's fun.
if you
Still
can
the
make
little
that,
bugger will probably jump out of the way. I'm sure it'll be fun.
sure. So bring back the little tyke, and just let me shoot him, and then we can just proceed.
Someone's
Shoot
already
him
getting
where? In the
Well,
leg? In the
I mean, he's a very
foot?
small target, so to be honest, if I hit him, it might be just wherever.
Shoot
Look,
him with
You
what?
said the opportunity to shoot him. You didn't say how effective it would be or if you'd miss. Just the opportunity, correct?
Well, I think you're being very optimistic. Let's put it that way.
Shoot him
Yeah.
with what?
A gun, presumably.
Do you have one?
No, if I can borrow one of yours.
We promised the opportunity, not the means to do so. So someone go get Ikbo so that the opportunity is given.
Does anyone have a blow dart? That's form of shooting.
Carswell, can you roll me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh no. Bringing out the charm.
21.
Ooh,
nice.
Nice.
He won't be giving her his gun.
No, that's not.
Oh, yeah,
No.
no.
So is
I'm
it
just going to
still-
walk off in the direction that Ikbo went.
Okay. I mean, so Lavinia sits down. She says, "Look, I'll wait 2 or 3 more minutes, but if Igbo's back or not back, or Song's not back, I'm just gonna go." All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I really don't think you're just going to go. You've so far followed us from the train all the
Yeah.
way to here. I don't see yourself just walking off.
No, and that's the whole point. You won't see what I do. So, I think the point I'm trying to make is when I say I'm going to just leave, is I'm not going to stay here and answer all your impertinent questions. The rest would just be up to you.
I'm going to turn to Carswell and be like, do we really care? She hasn't really interfered at this point. She's annoying, but no enemy.
Oh, I agree. Well, what's our next course of action? At the moment, we've got some weird tripod that's walked off. We can't find this crypt, tomb, what do you want to call it? What's the next course of action?
Indeed.
I
What
vote
is
we
the
follow the
next
tripod.
So you don't want me to answer any more of your questions then?
I'm not talking to you.
Well, I'm talking to you, so you can answer me now.
No, don't think I will. Carswell, I vote we go with the tripod.
I go where you ladies go, so that's
So
fine.
Lavinia gets up and starts walking off the opposite direction.
Anais waves behind her and says, "See you, sweet cheeks."
And she disappears into the shadows.
I come across Ikbo like trying to steal a horse.
Oh,
Yes.
Igbo's gone.
Nope. Yep.
Yep. So Song. So you're with Ikbo. Ikbo is definitely trying to jumpstart a horse.
when I say that, I'm writing a note and leaving like 2 marks for the horse.
Aw.
2. Wow. You shower your generosity.
Make
people.
up for a horse.
Yeah. 2. Steady.
I paid 5 marks for someone to look after my horse. And then they let it out of their sight
Where's your horse
Yeah, that's
now?
a good point, actually. Hold on.
with Gregor.
Exactly.
Who did you give the 5 marks to look after your horse to?
Stable hand.
Yeah, the stable boy.
So why don't we go find him?
Well, I'm
You
not
can
there.
say
I'm over with Ikbo right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Ikbo. What you
Hello.
writing?
A note saying borrowed horse will give back
Will you give it back?
eventually.
Are you going to look after it?
Well, yeah, you got the last one stolen, so I'll look
Okay.
after this one.
Fair enough. She wants to shoot you because you shot her. So, that's something.
Who?
The lady, Lavinia.
Because that makes so much sense.
You shot her. She wants to shoot you. Just giving you a heads up.
That actually does make sense.
Yes.
Well, that's nice. Well, I've got a horse now. Is there a horse there available?
Do we have a horse now?
Yeah, look, there are horses there.
Yep. I'm
Get the red one.
going to take one that's going to be able to pull the wagon.
The
Red
red one.
goes faster.
I'm pretty sure that's not a natural colour for a horse. Like
Yeah, the
Ferrari red.
The strawberry road.
Ronin.
Yeah, so you can take a horse if you wish to hitch up to your wagon if you wish.
Yep. Then I leave some coins and the note on the door,
Come on, buddy, let's
so
go.
they can't miss it when they walk outside.
So the eastern horizon is starting to get a little bit lighter now.
Oh, nearly daybreak. Might as well just wait to ask.
I know, right?
Are they walking back to Carswell and Anais?
I don't know.
Or are you
Are
staying there talking to the horse?
Well, I was just patting it, but now Ikbo's having second thoughts and being
Yeah,
a
but
nice person.
now that this, I thought it was later in the earlier in the morning, so people wouldn't be waking up. But now that the sun's rising, I'm tempted just to knock on the door. So the sun's rising.
Kind of getting that way.
I'm just gonna knock on the door.
Of course.
There's no answer.
All right, then I'll just leave the note. And
You
the coins.
tried.
I tried.
Yeah, his
I'm in a
conscience
hurry.
is
When you
clear.
call someone you don't really want to call, you let it ring 3 times, hang up. I
No, I
tried.
didn't answer.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, in about half an hour, that's the least evil thing he's done so far.
And he left a note with
I know.
money.
And a couple of marks. Awesome.
Yep. So I take the horse back to the cart.
I can just see little Ikbo with like the giant horse.
Yeah, there is quite a size difference. I won't get you 12 for animal handling because you'll fail.
And
I'm
Son's
there too, so
We then go off into a different side quest of chasing the horse around town. So you hitch the horse. The sun has started to, just peeking above the eastern horizon now.
Carswell, Anais, where did the lady go? Didn't she want to shoot Ikbo?
Give her an opportunity to shoot an Ikbo quick enough, so she left.
I think that'll still give her plenty of opportunity to shoot Ikbo.
Well, no, I don't doubt that she will attempt to do so, but we gave her the opportunity and she did not take it.
Ooh, liar, liar, pants on fire.
She'll have another one.
I said the opportunity we provided, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even the door being left slightly ajar. That's basically looking through the keyhole. But anyway, that's me speaking as somebody that's not the character.
I tried, short of going to get little midget myself, it wouldn't have made much difference.
What's going on with your microphone? You sound awful.
I thought it was just me.
No, it's definitely all of us.
Does little noise at the start, and then we
When
hear
it gets
you.
loud, yeah.
Me or?
Yes,
Oh,
you
it's
did.
fixed now.
That was better.
Okay.
Okay.
So Ikbo connects the horse to the cart, so it's ready to be pulled.
Yeah, roll me.
I'll help with that
Because
because you're so little.
Yeah, you successfully between the two of you hitch the horse to the wagon.
You're a good boy or girl. What is it?
Don't touch me.
Horse.
Ikbo, good boy.
It's a mare. Okay, let's just say it's a mare.
All right.
To the tripod or?
Yes,
With a tripod.
I'm going to the tripod. If you're coming with me, then get on the wagon.
Come with me if you want to leave. Sorry.
You gonna drive?
Hey,
You gonna drive?
if you're not coming with me, yes.
No, I'm coming. I
I
hope she hits the horse.
climb up in the back.
All my
That's
stuff's
really-
in there.
Sounds to me like Ikro's a bit salty this morning.
Ikbo is very salty at the moment. He is very upset.
Yes.
No wheat bix.
No
Oh,
mausoleum, so no money. So now I can't get to Takonga. So now we need to figure out what to do next.
so
To the
you-
tripod and I jump in the back of the wagon.
Okay, so Ikbo's driving. The rest of you get into the wagon. Is somebody sitting with Ikbo, or are you all in the back of the wagon?
I'll sit next to Ikbo.
I said, please make Song sit, or not Marth, but can she please sit at the front?
Yeah. Okay, so you leave town.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah,
Heading
no other
toward-
choice.
I had a whole list of. Not that you can see it, but I had a whole list of things that you should be doing in the town. I'm not gonna go back to that now. Geez, I wonder how you fail your mission objectives the whole time.
You've given us this giant, awesome object that is walking off in the distance. Of course we're going to go after the shiny.
To be fair to my games mastering style, had the tripod not been there, you still wouldn't have done half the things I thought you may have done.
Potentially, but again, shiny.
There's always opportunity to go back to town.
To the shiny.
Yeah, there's always opportunity to go back into the town. There we go. Apparently not. So you head which direction are you heading? Tell me what you're going to do.
The
I'm
tripod
steering the-
leaves massive tracks,
It
so
does. But interestingly enough, it doesn't follow any particular road. It goes across open country.
did it
We
go
still
back the
need
direction
wisdom.
where we saw the tracks coming from?
No, it's kind of on the other side of the road now. So I'm just picturing in my mind that would be now it's on the eastern side of the road, whereas on the way into town they're on the western side.
So should we just follow the road while seeing the tracks? That wouldn't really work because it's it's morning now.
So do me do me a perception with advantage song.
19 or 19.
Okay, so you see to begin with, so the wagons on the road, you see that the tracks are parallel to the road, but they are very slowly deviating further away. So you know at some point you will lose sight, but not yet, not to begin with.
Could we get Pugsley in the air just to keep an eye on aerial view?
Well, you can ask him, or somebody can ask him. Who can speak to Pugsley?
Can
I'll
the
just-
druid ask him?
I'll poke Pugsley because he's probably asleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Pugsley,
Mm-hmm.
Pugsley, would you like some breakfast?
I would love some breakfast.
And
You know
I'll
how
feed
to
him.
pigeon's heart.
Feed him some crumbs and some.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
stuffed now. I couldn't fly for an hour or two.
Once
fly
that
after
food
eating.
settles,
Mm-hmm.
can you go have a look at something for us?
Sure. What would you like me to look at?
Well, you know that giant metal thing that was at the fort?
No, pigeons.
Okay,
can
the
sleep
really
at
the tallest thing that was in that
Well,
village
night.
that we could see from miles away.
Now let me think. So there was a fort that had really big towers. You mean the towers?
It was like the towers, but it was shiny.
Yeah. Oh, the thing with smoke coming out of it.
I don't know, was there anything else with smoke coming out at the fort?
I couldn't possibly comment. I'm just a pigeon with a very small brain.
Sure.
Sure.
It didn't wake you up in the middle of the night.
Pigeons tend to sleep very well during the night.
I bet. The shaking earth tremor didn't wake up the goddamn pigeons.
No, I can't say that I was awake.
Well, don't worry. You just enjoy your breakfast.
Okay.
I don't think Pugsley has any idea what we're talking about, guys.
Did you tell him that there is a giant tripod moving off in the distance and we need him to watch it?
He didn't know what I was talking about.
But if he flies up, he will spot the tripod.
Pugsley.
Oh, okay. I thought I was on a bit of a break. No, I'm not going to help.
Do you want to have a quick look for us and see if you can see a really tall thing moving off in that direction? I'll point to where the tracks are going. So not where we came from. That way.
Okay. Right.
That way.
Sure. So you want me to fly that way and see if anything really big there?
Really big is moving.
Oh, moving. All right.
But if it's not, like, just do a little, as far out as you think you want to go and then come back and have a rest.
Always. And so Pugsley takes off and ascends into the sky in the direction you indicated and comes back about 10 minutes later. Whew, you get a great view from up there, let me tell you. But you
It
wish
look
you
nice this early in the morning.
Oh, it's
I
beautiful.
can't fly yet. I'll be able to fly soon, though. We could fly together eventually.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Mm.
So, in the early morning sunlight, it's a really nice golden hue. I call it the gold now because it's like everything's bathed in gold. There's low-lying mist in certain areas.
I agree. The land is beautiful. I
It's
can't
not-
wait to see it from the sky.
It takes your breath away, let me tell you. Just prepare yourself for that.
I can just imagine we're having this conversation in just some random language and you guys are sitting there like...
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the land looks beautiful.
It really is.
I'll just let those guys know.
It's a land of like stark contrast and beauty.
Stark contrast
Song?
and beauty, apparently. Yes.
Song.
almost magical.
I appreciate that you have just told us that the land is beautiful. Could you
Hold on. Whoa.
Oh.
Stop. What's she saying?
She wants us to get to the point of. Did you see a big moving shiny thing?
Oh, the big. No.
No. Okay. No, guys.
Okay. Moving on.
Moving on while moving on.
Indeed.
Is that your Pugsley hat? Is it?
Yeah. That's my beak.
This is the beak.
See, now what you need is you need like an animal hat for each character.
Oh, why did you
just
shut
need
up?
a pigeon.
If you want to buy me animal hats, I will wear animal hats. But until
I'm going to find a pigeon hat.
yeah,
Just get the horse mask.
I would just.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and I would say buy me like a bear one, but you know, Ikor will get very salty if you start dressing me up as a bear right now. Anyway, so I digress. You continue heading north on the road from between Running Horse and Jamestown. The tracks, the big churned up tracks, are getting quite far off in the distance now as they're starting to veer away significantly from the road.
So we're heading north and they're on the east.
Yes. So
do we know what lies northeast of Jamestown?
Look.
East Jamestown.
What can you? I tell you what.
Well, I can just look at the
Surely
maps
we
I
have a
have.
map.
Yeah, the
I
map.
do have maps.
Yeah,
I packed maps.
yeah.
Ikbo, what lies out northeast?
Well, I take out my maps and I look at the maps.
Well, now
And
the maps may or may not be that useful at the moment, and this is why I was going to get Song to roll me something. Roll me insight, Song.
17.
17. So as you're looking on the map, and Ikbo's got the maps to Jamestown and Dynamo City and all that kind of shenanigans, it suddenly occurs to you that between Running Horse and
Didn't say the Coyote Village.
yeah, that's kind of in a northeast direction as well before you get to Jamestown. Yeah, definitely. It's
Crap.
you have a strong suspicion that in that direction where the tracks are heading off to would be
They're going for the copper.
fairly adjacent to where you've already been.
They're going for the copper at the Coyote Village.
What copper?
They have rather rich lands.
Who?
The Coyote people.
Oh, the ones we met.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this the first you're telling us?
Because they
What
didn't
about-
want people knowing about their copper. And now apparently somebody knows about their copper.
Yes, us.
Ikbo
And
will shoot you for not being honest with him.
as Ikbo, you shoot people for being annoying, as if we're going to tell you that there is a rich vein of minerals.
Yeah,
So you knew this as well.
No, I'm just backing up Song because
What
you are a little bit
possible
trigger happy.
good could it have been for you to know? We were doing something else.
It's always nice to know where resources are.
But you'd have to mine them to get them, so it's wouldn't have been an easy task to take them yourself. But
He knows people.
perhaps we'll head out in that direction.
Can we get there quicker?
Well, technically, if you're going off the road, you'll get there slower, if that's any help.
I guess my question is there a shortcut that we might be aware of or be able to take that the tripod would not?
With two horses, make it they can't go quicker.
I was about to say.
Well,
Or is it
the
one
best I could
horseback?
offer you is 2 horses would make the cart go with the same speed as it would on a road. I'll just give you some barely some advantage for traveling over rough terrain.
Could we
Could
ditch the cart
abandon
and
the
go on
cart.
2 horses?
That'd be the quickest way. And I know where we're going because I got the lay of the land. So
The problem with that theory is that means we also lose the suit.
no, it's in my backpack.
Okay.
It's in a backpack. It's really easy and
Is it still there?
Yes, I made sure I had the backpack on me at all times. I even took
Yeah,
it off
well,
the train.
I had the cylinder on me at all times, but that didn't happen either.
It's a rather large backpack. Is
It's a
it
rather
still?
small
Well, I put it
cylinder.
inside my pack. Do I still have the suit in my pack? I'm going to look in my pack.
Yeah, the suit's still there.
The suit's still there.
Well, if you want to change into a horse, I'll carry the backpack with the suit.
Okay, I'll take and hand it over to Carswell.
Thank you.
We'll park the cart up in a safe spot off the road. Someone's probably going to steal it.
I mean,
First parallel parking next to a tree, and we'll
Exactly, off the road, so nobody is going to crash into it.
You can lock it to a cactus or something.
Put a wheel cap on.
Now, my dear Song, if I might have a request, I would like a red horse, please.
Sure thing. And I'll turn into a red fucking horse.
Just past one appears.
It's red as a horse. It's more of a browny maroon kind of.
It's like a chestnut colour.
It's not like bright.
Yeah, this is not GTA where you can pick the colours of your vehicle.
Just going to the spray. Yeah, no.
Okay, so we've got 2 horses now and 1 less druid, technically. And we've got 2 horses and 3 characters.
I'm going to say, given that this is actually our female acquaintance, I think it would be sort of unbecoming if our male companion was to jump on our female companion. So I'm going to elect to ride the druid.
I honestly believe in this day and age it should be Song's choice.
Touché.
Assumptions for anyone.
I'll just walk up to the nearest rock so whoever wants to jump on can.
Right, there you
I'm
go.
going to walk over and jump on.
I get on the other horse.
I'm going to jump on with Ikor then.
Okay, so we're all going to have you 3. You can all do animal handling.
Even if can I have advantage?
You don't need animal handling to get on me.
Anais, why would you have advantage on animal handling?
Because the animal underneath me is cooperative.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming cooperation for both horses. This is about your skill in getting on a horse.
I did say I stood next to a rock.
Yeah, you did.
See, now I have 2 requests. One, I can say I'm going to lie, but I'm not going to lie. The second one is, can we please roll luck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to need it.
So everyone roll luck first. I suspect Carswell may need it.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, wow. Okay, so roll luck first then.
12 total.
12 total. So you're going to keep your animal handling rolls and you'll just now add some luck to it, presumably.
So my original was 5, so I'd like to blow all 6 points if I can.
Just to get on a horse.
I'll do one better. My original was 4. So I'm going to blow 10, so that's 14.
We're blowing all our luck to get onto horses.
We need those horses.
It's like music to my ears. Ikbo, what was your...
I got 14 and I'm not spending any luck. I've got 20 luck.
Okay. Yeah, you can't possibly afford to lose any luck. So there's a 14, an 11, and what was Carswell again?
14.
14. Yeah.
It's not graceful.
Sure. Look, it's fine. It just takes a little bit longer to mount up for an ace than you would have hoped.
Just less graceful than it should be.
And more time. That's it. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay.
So you're all on respective horses now, and Pugsley says he doesn't need a ride. He can fly, but he will perch every so often because his little arms get tired. So
I'm going
between my ears.
Neck scritches.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll lead the way.
Yep. So you can now start heading almost eastish. I mean, it's really kind of east northeast. So
I'm willing to take a point of exhaustion to go faster.
Yep. Okay. So tell me, what does that mean for you now then? I will allow you to take 1 point of exhaustion. So tell me what that means.
It means I would, rather than walking the whole way, I would be alternating between, a gallop? No, I won't gallop because I don't know how Anais would do with that. Canter and a trot, and then maybe walking sometimes.
So what I mean is, what does that mean for your character now you've accepted a level of exhaustion?
Well, I just figured I would be, pushing myself a bit to get there.
Okay. So
hence the exhaustion.
I don't have my table in front of me, but
Hang on, I'm just trying to find condition. No, it's not condition. There, exhaustion. Why isn't it saying there? Disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay. So after about 15 minutes of a fast canter, let's say. No, a trot would be better. So you'd go a fast trot. You reach up with the track marks of the tripod, and obviously there's lots of other foot marks as well where people have been marching alongside. So you wish to follow the trail?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you follow the trail.
Has Carswell died?
Sorry?
I was thinking.
Sorry, I was reading something.
Okay, so by mid-afternoon, you start to get close to Song. You'd recognise this is where you've.
I can only be animal shaped for 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have to take two of those.
So what's going to happen is that after 3 hours, because that would just bring you just past lunchtime, you have to turn back. I'm not sure how you can indicate to the people you need them to get off your back.
I'll just lie down.
Yep. Okay. You lie down. Hopefully you'll get the hint. Otherwise, they're just going to be sitting on you as that.
That's
happens.
all right.
So you've taken one level of exhaustion through your exertions. How long before you can go back into horse form?
I can do it straight away.
All right. So.
Yeah. 3 hours, and then I can do it another 3 hours. So I can do it twice.
Right. Before you do that, you notice in the distance you recognise the kind of the outcrops and the bluffs from, that nestled in those bluffs would be the village.
Oh, okay.
That's on the horizon. You've still got a little bit to go, but you can see where you're heading.
Yes.
And so you can see there's blue sky. Obviously, it's kind of middle of the day now. It's not particularly hot. It's not the right time of year for that. You see
Question.
Go on then. I'll stop what I'm doing just so you can ask a question.
Could a Pugsley
Speak
to a shaman?
That depends on the shaman.
Could shamans that kill random people sending them on dream quests understand Pugsleys?
How would you know? Did you discuss that with the shaman?
No. But
Okay.
it's worth a try, I reckon.
Well, I mean, look, you certainly have. It's okay for you to work on the assumption that maybe they can, maybe they can't. I
have animal messenger, if that helps.
Okay.
Not that you'd know that.
What does that do?
I got to choose a tiny beast that I can see within range. So never mind.
You can see Pugsley.
I can see Pugsley, but I shouldn't need to cast a spell to tell Pugsley.
No, you can just talk to Pugsley. But before I so rudely interrupt her, you can see the bluffs in the distance, and you can also see. Well, actually, no. I'll tell you what. Why don't you all roll perception for me?
Smoke. He sees smoke and hears screams and death. 20, natural 20, so 24.
Oh no, you roll with disadvantage on the skills check at the moment, didn't you?
Oh, God.
I got 20.
No, yeah.
Why isn't it?
14.
Okay. Ikor?
27.
Ugh. Right. Okay.
7.
So,
Okay.
so Song was half right. You do see wisps of black smoke from within the bluffs, but you certainly don't hear any blood-curdling screams. But
Yet.
It'd be far too far away to hear screams. So.
We're almost there, guys. Let's just over those bluffs. Let's go.
Are you turning back into horse?
How long would it take me to get there on foot versus on horse?
Or you'd be talking another hour and a half by
But I
foot.
could turn into a horse.
Right. And I will let you get there in about half an hour
Okay.
at a reasonable pace.
You sound exhausted and you're not even honest.
He's role-playing. It's called role-playing, okay?
Do I have to horsewoman to get back on the horse?
Yes.
How about I just lie down again?
I'm good with that.
Song, stop horsing around.
Why the long face?
I just...
No appreciation for that? No, well, stuff you all. You're gonna have to bed, yeah. So, okay, you get back on the horse. You make your way following the tracks. I should just point out that the ground is obviously quite churned up from the tripod and from the boots of many feet. That shit sounds like an object for D&D. The
boots
The
boots.
boots of many feet has to be something now. Write that down.
Of many feet. Okay, so and you get to there's a small, I suppose, path that goes into where the village is. By that point, you know the path because that's the path you joined in. The tripod couldn't go that way, so it's gone round to the right basically and disappears. So let me describe what you see. You feel it before you see it. As you start to go into the area between the bluffs, you first of all feel very cold. The air is quite chilled. And as you continue to walk, are you still in horse form, Song? Okay. For those who aren't probably horses, I don't know, I can't speak for how horses feel. You start to notice that the ground is kind of rimed with frost. It seems to be a bit cold. And the more you continue inwards, the rocks and the cliff and the gorge start to become more frosted, which is deeply unusual from what you've seen thus far. And you continue, you all want to continue? Yeah?
I am going to do a thing. Hang on, sorry.
I'm do a thing, I can't wait.
I know, right? I've got to find it though. There we go. I'm going to cast Blade Ward.
Cast what?
Blade Ward.
Blade Ward. Okay, tell me what that does.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Good start.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to do the thing.
No,
I'm going to keep going.
No, you did the thing. You cast Blade Ward. Tell me what that does.
Well, it's hard since I don't actually have it.
You don't have Blade Ward?
No, I thought I did. I don't.
Oh, well, then you can't cast it. But you have just now used one of your spell slots.
What?
Well, I'm sorry. Then the rules. You told me you told me you did a thing and it was a magical thing. The fact that you didn't know your own spells is on you.
I was breathing. That was a thing.
Well, you've used one of your.
Cast something else, quick.
Can I replace it with something else?
You used one of your spell slots. So if you wanted to use that spell slot as something else, I will allow you to do that because I'm all generous and all heart.
Okay, thank you. Give me 2 seconds to see if this follows me.
Even if it's just something like little sparkles.
Yeah, because that would be a good use of a spell slot. Yeah.
Here we are, everyone. Can we see the giant tripod yet?
Summon Fey Spirit.
Summons Faith Spirit. So what does that do?
Basically, it calls forth the spirit from the Feywild. The spirit manifests physically in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. The corporeal form uses the Fey Spirit, and I can choose a mood, so deceitful, furious, or joyful.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is a sprite appears close to you.
Yes.
You summoned me, milady.
I'm going to need you to stay with me for a little bit. I'm not terribly muscular, and I need someone with dexterity.
I can barely see you. We're coming.
No, she's up on this horse, so.
Oh, okay.
On the horse, up here.
Okay. Oh, there you are. What was it you'd like me to do again?
Just follow around, be self-defensive of me, particularly. I'm
gonna snuffle it.
Very well. And how long must I do this?
You must do this for.
Ever. It's a lifetime of servitude.
High spirit, speed, conditions, charm, dark vision, 60 foot, language. Can't speak Sylvan.
That would help me. Know your spell.
I don't think it says.
Well, I'll just look it up then.
It should be under duration.
Duration, conditions, doesn't show a duration.
So for those watching...
Oh, there, up to 1 hour.
Up to an hour. Up to an hour. Okay, that's fine. There's a learning opportunity here for those watching on YouTube and listening on podcast. Know your spells. That's all I'll say on that. So, okay, you have the benefit of a sprite who's just going to be your general factotum for the next hour. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've done your thing. Awesome. I'm glad that was good.
I think.
So you continue walking, and the pathway spreads out to where the coyote village is. What you see is somewhat reminiscent of, I suppose, like a royal palace, in the sense that it all looks to be made of marble. It's very white. It's very gleaming and glistening and shiny. And there appears to be statues everywhere. White, gleaming, glistening statues.
Do they appear to be made of ice?
I don't know how close you want to get.
Are there moving anyone moving throughout this area?
No, it's a perfect still life.
Can I look through the scope of my rifle at this building?
Oh, building?
Well,
Landscape at the village.
Okay. I mean, it's only like, it'd take you about a minute to walk there. It's not that far away.
Okay.
If you want to look through your scope, you can.
well, if it's not necessary, then I won't.
Well, it's not for me to say whether it's necessary or not. That's for you to determine.
I'm gonna bump Carswell and say, check out the facial features. Do they look like the coyote people?
Okay, well, yeah, okay, good point. So obviously, from our vantage point, are we able to make out faces, people, or is it yet still too far away?
You may want to get a bit closer, I think.
Okay, well, in that case, then I will use my scope to look at the area in front of us and see if I can pick out anyone that we recognise from our previous field.
So roll me perception with advantage.
Uh, 19.
19. So eventually your scope settles on a statue that is incredibly lifelike for the chief of the village.
Oh, great.
Everyone,
Everyone,
there's a gentle mist going across the floor, and when I say mist, it's like when you open like a freezer and it's kind of cool air, and it just kind of ripples and shimmers across the ground.
I'm going to canter towards the village.
Yep, you can. The village. It's a bit clippy cloppy and a bit crunchy underfoot, and the closer you get to the village, the harder the ice gets.
This is gonna be a random question, but Song, do you have horseshoes on?
No.
Okay.
Oh, am I hearing dexterity saving throw?
damn it.
Yeah, you didn't put ice shoes on. That's fine. I mean, you can obviously turn back into human form at any particular time.
You mean tabaxi form? Thank you very much.
Oh, very well. In actual fact, I mean, you're not walking across solid ice. It's not like a big ice sheet. It's basically
So it's like crunchy because it's sand, right?
frozen ground. So yeah, you're not going to slip over really. Your hooves just tend to crunch through the surface layer and into the dirt.
When we get pretty much up to the village, I'm going to stop and kind of like nuzzle Anais to get off because I'm going to change back.
Yep.
No, I'll slide off very ungracefully.
Like over the back, like.
I'll just let that one go because
It's more along the lines of making a lady-like noises, like I'm like, oh, I was like, jump off.
And I'll change back to tabaxi.
Yep. Okay. You are now. I presume that all four of you are now there, in the village.
Technically, I've got a thing with me.
Sorry.
And so everything's frozen.
So yeah, I mean everything is literally covered in. It looks actually. I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks awesome because it's all sparkly and glittery. It looks like a winter wonderland for those who have seen a winter wonderland before. There's an awful lot of statues, and as you're looking around this winter wonderland, there's some tall. There's some about half the height. They're not particularly statuesque in poses. There's kind of, depends how close you want to look, really. I would imagine, knowing Song, she's probably going to look quite closely. And you notice some if it was sculpted by a sculptor, you'd be wanting your money back because the facial features are kind of frozen in terror and screaming and shouting. Their limbs and hands are contorted as if trying to defend themselves. You'd recognize as some of them male warriors. You recognize some as the young children, and they're all frozen.
I will walk to the closest one and attempt to find signs of life. So I'd probably go for a pulse.
You just okay. So you would. Are you medically trained to check for a pulse?
I was about to say, technically, Kirra is not medically trained, but that's technically a lie. So everybody knows how to feel for a pulse because it's on the credit. So.
Okay, so as you do that, you quickly pull your hand back as you burn your fingers as they touch whatever part you were touching.
On the same one, it's probably not going to work, but I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration. See if anything happens.
So you cast Lesser Restoration. There's kind of a glittery, shimmery haze, but as you say, nothing really happens.
Buy a spell slot. Had to try.
I say it's magic. So.
I'm going to. So we're in the village now. Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to stick my head into the closest tent to see if the frost has sort of permeated inside or if it's just sort of coating everything.
So you look in, as you move like the tent flap to look in, it kind of breaks off in your hand, and you look inside and you see presumably a mother and child huddled up in the corner, also completely frozen. Everything is completely frozen inside as well.
I'm going to call out in what I learned was bits of their language.
Yep.
Just hello, is anyone here? Anyone?
And you hear back in the same tongue, hello, is anyone here? Hello, as the sound echoes off the walls.
As the what? Oh.
Echoes.
Echo.
Yeah.
I'll go over to where they showed me where the copper vein was.
Okay, so you crunch your way over there. It's a little bit round the back of the village, and so you've seen that the cloth that was previously covering it is just laying frozen on the ground, and where you saw the copper vein, there's just a deep gash into the rock. So what you thought was there is not there.
Is that where it was?
That's where it was.
Well, shit. Okay.
All this, just for that. Shit.
I don't think we should stay
here. Should we try and start?
Sorry, what?
Should we try and start a fire? Maybe see if we can defrost one of these poor souls?
Give it a crack.
Okay. I will just cast my cantrip, Produce Flame, in my hand.
Yep.
Very gently move it towards the hand of the closest coyote.
So after a minute or so, you can see that the ice melts away. You see underneath is the hand, but it appears limp, and where you would see kind of the normal kind of vital kind of pinkness of the skin underneath the fur, it's just kind of like a grey colour.
Okay.
So they're dead.
Pretty sure they're all dead, guys.
I want you to all roll perception for me as well.
I was just about to say before we never mind, we'll do yours first. Perception.
With disadvantage.
21.
Oof.
12.
13.
I'm apparently horrified because I got 6.
What did Carswell get?
21.
21. So between the village, so walking from the village to where the copper vein was, if you keep going that direction, you do hear sounds. In the distance.
What kind of sounds?
Kind of a bit metallic-y, clanky kind of sounds.
In the direction of the cut through the copper?
If you keep going past that, for example.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure that Carswell would know that because I don't think you follow. Did you follow song there?
No,
okay.
But
I'll take that as a no then. However, I would assume that songs come back to the village to kind of warm up a coyote. So
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to let the party know that I can hear something in the direction. Song, what was over there?
Nothing now. The copper's gone. Just a giant gaping hole in the earth.
I can hear something coming from that direction. So, shall we move up that way and have a look?
What's the point?
But we did this.
Exactly.
How do we stop this?
At this point, Ikbo's not facing the group. He's talking away from the group so they can't see his face. And he's just saying, what's the point in going? Like, if that thing can do this, what's the point in 4 of us going? We can't do anything.
That's a pretty cool invention they've got.
Something. It's a machine of destruction. We need to get rid of it until that happens to a whole nother village.
And how are we meant to do that?
Reacquire it.
Is there any like frozen like rocks on the ground or anything like that?
Everything's frozen. You can probably find frozen rocks, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to pick one up and just throw it at like a frozen cactus or a tent or something.
The tent?
Yeah, a tent or a tree or something, and just in frustration.
He's having a tent.
Yeah, you can throw the rock in it and it kind of shatters and makes a hole in one of the side of the tent.
Yeah. It's like, what? Why can we can't do anything against this sort of thing?
Kind of want to watch it though.
Can we
Why?
go? Let's assess the
insane.
situation. We need to stop this from happening to other people, to my people.
Well, okay.
I'm going to start
Hypothetically,
walking.
we go or we don't go. What are you going to do, Greg? You're going to sit here in this icicle and just wait? You can't have the horse.
I'm walking.
I'm following.
I can't have the horse because I paid for it.
As
But-
if that makes any difference in this situation.
Whole 2 months.
Yeah. She doesn't know that. Anyway, like why are you going? We can't stop this thing.
How do you know? We don't know what does stop it until we investigate and have a look, and you stop having a tantrum. We can at least go and see what drives it, if it's got any weaknesses. We haven't seen it up close. We don't know anything other than the fact that it basically craps ice. Why have we just paused on?
So while this is happening, I've headed towards the sound, the cut,
I'm with
and the
you.
copper, and Song is following me.
Sure, okay.
All right, I'm going to turn away from Ikbo and be like, go have your tanty then and follow these two.
Okay. So Carswell, Song, and Anais, you start walking along the trail past the where the copper would have been, and I'm just making the assumption that Song would have pointed that out. And you start to head along the gorge, and you would have been along this gorge before because that is the road that led out to the desert where the bandits were. So you've travelled.
Scorpion Gorge.
Yeah. You notice after about 4 or 5 minutes that the frost dissipates and you're back onto normal kind of ground. You all start to hear the clanking sound in the distance. It's kind of ahead of you, but kind of slightly to the left-hand side. I suppose I'm going to ask, like, are you trying to be stealthy about this, or are you kind of...
We're not, for myself, I'm certainly not running or... What's the word I'm thinking of?
Not going fast.
Well, no, I'm not like going in such a manner that, you know, it'd be obvious to someone ahead of me that I'm behind them. Do you know what I mean? It's not so much I'm stealthy. I'm just trying to be discreet.
Are we above the gorge? We're in the gorge or above the gorge?
You're kind of in the gorge.
In the
So
gorge.
The pathway you're following is at the base of the gorge, and you're kind of... I mean, eventually you know that you'll, after about 10, 15 minutes, you'll come out the gorge and the land will flatten and you're kind of more heading into the desert area, which you've been in before.
Let's take it slow, guys.
In that case, I'd say, like, we're not trying to blunt our noise because obviously there's a giant clinking machine ahead of us, but at the same time, we're not going to be running around corners. We'll obviously...
Just peek around corners
Peek,
as
then
we
run.
go.
Yeah. So before you... I'm just going to come back to Ikbo. Are you going to follow them?
Not straight away. I'm going to hang around a few moments before just to try and like settle and calm myself, but then I will be following the party.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I was going to suggest that had Ikbo kind of hung around on his own there for a while, I think just the sheer horror of what he'd seen would have probably affected him somewhat. I mean,
it already has.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't want to. I probably would have kept that, increasing that, but you've obviously following. That's fine. So after about 10 minutes, the pathway moves up slowly. So who's at the front?
Carswell, probably.
Myself.
Carswell, I want you to do a perception, please.
$11.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you start to rise up, just before you kind of get to the crest, you notice probably 300 yards ahead of you, there seems to be an encampment. So you notice some tents. You also notice in the distance, a lot further away, is the tripod. And I'm going to come back.
It's moving away from the camp?
No, it seems to be in one place, but I'll come back to that in a moment.
Okay.
But you do notice with the tents, there are the soldiers in the blue uniform. And you probably notice 10 or 15 of them. They don't appear to have noticed you at this moment in time, but you notice each of them carries a rifle.
At this point, I'm going to duck back and down. And
I'll stop too then, if he's stopped.
What I will just say is that when you notice the tripod some distance away, it's not moving. So you see the black smoke coming from its carapace at the top, where there's chimney on either side of it. You also notice underneath the carapace, there seems to be like a long tube. And out of that, you see basically a big billowing white cloud every so often just whoosh out towards the ground. And that's what you see, even on a 10.
All right, I'm going to scurry back to Anais and Song and relay to them what I've just seen.
Yep, I mean, they're literally right behind you, so it shouldn't take long.
What time of day is it right now?
Let's say it would be about 1 o'clock, 1:30, middle of the day-ish.
And they've set up camp.
Yeah.
What did you see, Carswell?
Well, they've set up camp over there. Tripod's not moving, but still pumping out smoke and something at the bottom. I don't know, what, 10, 15 of them there?
That's more than us. It's not something we definitely want to be caught.
Yeah, probably best not to go say hello.
During daylight.
Ikbo?
Yes?
Can you do me a perception check, please?
Certainly. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. So as you're walking up towards them, I mean, you're still a distance behind at the moment, but you are aware that between you and the group, on your right-hand side, on the ridge that runs above you, on a ridge line, you see 6 figures walking parallel to you, but on the ridge. They haven't seen you yet.
Are they moving towards those 3?
They would be, yeah.
Ikbo's not going to say anything because he still wants to remain stealthy.
Sure.
So he's just going to draw his gun.
Yeah.
Stay hidden from them, but keep approaching the party if possible.
Yep. I mean, do you want to roll for stealth?
Hmm.
14.
14. Okay, that'll do it at the moment because they're slightly ahead of you and not looking in your direction. So, and you're quite small and you're blending into the shadows okay at the moment. Okay, so I'll go back to you three. Carswell, you're describing what you've seen to Song.
Perhaps we should wait until nightfall and then sabotage that thing.
Well, let's get away from. Well, I don't know. Do we want to get away from them? Go back to what's the other people?
Higher ground might be an idea. I don't like how open we are.
That's true. Big bear would
Sorry,
get a
say that
better
again?
view. High ground.
Yeah. Should we go back to the other camp?
We'll let Ikor know what's out here.
Yeah, let's go. We'll go back and find him and head back to the other camp. Oh well, no. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that frost is still sticking around. So let's maybe find somewhere outside of the frost to set up camp.
It's the way to get above the gorge. Would you have to go back and up, or could you go out and up?
So you'd probably kind of head out on either side and up. That would take you onto the ridges that would just off the pathway in the gorge. As you're having this conversation, obviously you're deep in conversation, I want you to roll me perception with disadvantage.
Okay.
And I suppose with Song it'd be double disadvantage, wouldn't it?
Is that a thing?
Because you're already exhausted, so...
6 then.
13.
And
10, a 6.
13.
Huh?
13.
13. So as you're having this conversation, you, from what I'm picking up from what you're saying, you're going to be slightly heading back, but over on the high ground.
yeah.
Anais, you see movement ahead of you.
I'm going to slam my hand up and be like, well, stop. Can I do, now that I've caught its attention, can I do another check? Because obviously I've heard it. Can I see what I can hear? Oh no, I saw it, didn't I? Not didn't hear it.
You detected you saw some movement ahead of you.
Okay. I'm going to report back to the others and ask if we can send Pugsley forward. Because the pigeons are inconspicuous.
Sure.
Okay.
Where's the bird?
Pugsley, I'm assuming he's just sitting on my shoulder or something.
Yeah, he's pretty close.
Pugsley,
Yeah.
can you tell us what's over that ridge?
Sure, no whackers. And he takes off and flies kind of over the ridge. And about 30 seconds later, you hear a single gunshot.
I knew it!
And 30 seconds later, Pugsley has not reappeared.
Okay, they have to all die.
You can't do that.
Song is upset. Okay. I'm going to be like, I vote we do not go over that ridge.
Are we on the shadowed side of the gorge? Or because it's like one, so there'd be heavier shadows on one side.
You're not in the gorge at the moment, so the
outside.
sun is coming from it's kind of pretty much overhead, so there's not much in the way of shadows unless you're deep into the pathway to the village.
I'm going to turn around to those two and say we might have a problem because if we do peak the ridge of the gorge and there's someone up there, they will immediately spot us.
But they killed Pugsley.
And we don't know how many there are, my sweet, which means if we go up there and there's more than 2, we too will be killed.
So I'm just going to go to Ikbo. So what you see, Ikbo, is you're kind of trailing. You're keeping the same sort of distance, and you keep your eye on the 6 figures you've seen.
Yep.
After a couple of minutes, you see a small flying figure flying towards them, and you see one of the soldiers raise his rifle, and you hear a single shot, and the small figure just falls from the sky.
Yep.
But not into the gorge, just kind of out.
Sorry,
Yep.
Carmen.
Can I throw a small rock towards the party?
You can't see the party.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's trailing behind. So we've kind of gone around and he's still back in the gorge.
So he was some distance behind you anyway, in the best case scenario. I'm just going to add a few seconds because obviously he stopped and tried to stealth. So, that would be like an action kind of thing. So in terms of kind of splitting the party, you are quite split because that was a decision that was made by Ikbo. That's fine. In the meantime, you've now got a situation coming from the village. You've got Ikbo in the gorge. You've got the 6 figures that you 3 don't know about. You've then got you 3 figures, and then you've got the camp that's beyond you.
Given that Pugsy just got shot, though, would we detect the direction from which the shot came, or is it all just echoing?
No, you know, because you're not in the gorge at the moment, so you'd know that the direction the shot came from was the direction that Pugsy flew in.
I can only do it one at a time, but if we go back into the gorge, we can climb the gorge. I've got spider climb. We should catch up with Ikbo.
We don't know where he is.
You're about to find out because he's that rock that he was going to throw at the party. He's now throwing at the 6 figures.
Okay, I want you to do me an athletics check, please.
19 minus 1, 18.
Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, you don't hit them, but you get awfully close, and you attract their attention.
And then I run off.
Okay, okay. Let's work through this step by step because that's how teams work. So the group stop, and 2 of them see you as you run off.
Yep.
And 2 of them are going to take pot shots at you.
Yep.
Okay. What's that? Oh, it's a 4. Oh, 4 and a 2. That's nice. So the group of 3 hear 2 shots. Ikbo, you hear 2 shots and maybe a ricochet or something that's quite close, but you don't get shot.
So we turn around at these gunshots. How far away are these figures?
So you don't turn around at the gunshots because they're in front of you.
They're in front of us.
So just over the next rise, you would expect to see where the gunshots have come from.
I would like to stealthily see where those shots came from.
Sure. So you walk that way, and you can do me a stealth roll then. Oh, with disadvantage, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Whoops, that was the wrong one. Look at me, I've got disadvantage. Yeah. Where is it? Stealth. 23 or?
I don't like the 23.
21.
Okay, so you managed to sneak a look, and you see a group of 6 soldiers. At least 4 of them are looking down into the gorge. The other 2 are just not looking in your direction. So
they're standing by the edge of the gorge.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Erupting Earth under them.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I better get my dice and my thinking.
I was just going to send my Fae over to push him over, but that's way better.
Oh no, there was a landslide.
So what's the range on?
120 feet.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
And it's a 20-foot cube.
20? I thought it was a 5-foot cube.
No, this is Erupting Earth. This is a 3rd level spell.
Oh, okay. Well,
realistically, you just have to move the earth that they're standing on, and they go whoosh, down the gorge.
So what I will do is 3 of them will fall, and 3 of them will do a dexterity saving throw. Okay. Does that sound fair?
Well, it does. Yeah, it does involve a dexterity saving throw anyway. So.
Oh, yes. Okay. So all right, I'll do a dexterity saving throw for all 6 then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I've got to beat your spell DC.
Dex 12. It's not high.
12. All right, so I will add +0 to their dexterity because they're busy doing something else. I will do this one at a time. That's a 16, so one of them's okay. Another 16, so that one's okay. An 18, so the 3rd one's okay. A 9, so one of them's not okay. A 1, so he's definitely not okay. And a 2, so 3 of them fall.
So 3 only take half, or 3 fall because it's a half damage versus full damage situation.
All right. So what I'm going to say is they're actually going to fall into the gorge with earth on top of them as well. So I'm happy to scratch those out of the game, either through death or coma. The other 3, however, managed to just leap out the way. So they're going to take a little bit of damage, but they didn't fall into the gorge.
So they take half.
How many of those were looking at me?
12
The ones that were
damage.
looking, so the ones looking at you were the ones that fell into the gorge.
Okay.
3d12. So I rolled a 25, so it'd be 12.
Okay. So they're pretty smushed up, but the 3 of them are still alive, and they're on the same. They're not falling into the gorge. The other 3 are dead and covered in rubble, and the pathway between the village and where you've just been is now blocked.
Yeah, it says like every 5 foot of earth takes at least 1 minute to clear by hand.
Yeah,
and it's now difficult terrain.
And that was, and presumably that was in just like normal terrain. This was in a gorge and a cliff. So basically, there's been a big landslide. Yeah. So Ikbo is now kind of cut off from the rest of you.
Oh no!
In case that hadn't been made apparent beforehand. Okay. So you see the 3 soldiers. 3 of them have disappeared. 3 of them are still kind of laying, groaning. About, let's say, 50 foot in front of you. There is also a bit of a cutaway. I mean, you can still get to them, but it's, obviously, but the gorge side has collapsed. So
I'll just turn and say there's 3 left.
So they're directly above us. All right. So
no, they're just over the rise.
Okay.
I say 3 versus 4 is manageable.
There's only 3 of us. We don't know where Ikbo is.
I have, so there's 4.
So we can now see the 3 on top. Well, yeah, up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there's 3 just over the rise. 3 more left over the rise.
Can they see us at the moment, or are they still not aware that we're there?
Well, they're definitely aware that something's happened.
Well, they know there's been a sudden rock slide.
Well, it's done them for a lot of their health, and they're very bloodied and dazed, and yeah. If you call that awareness, then yes, they're definitely aware. Well, somebody's there.
So I'm going to turn to Song and Anais. So I'm going to say, I reckon we take them on, but let's keep 1 alive.
Okay.
And try.
Sure. So you're going to go towards them? Okay.
If you girls are happy to do so.
Okay, yep. As you do that, as you start going there, I'm going to give you all 1 more perception roll. Song, you at disadvantage.
9.
2
21.
16s.
21. Okay, so as you're walking towards the fallen soldiers, Carswell alone notices probably about 20 feet to your left. There's a pile of feathers.
Just a pile of feathers?
That's all you can. I'm giving you a perception roll. Geez, what more do you want me to do?
Okay, all right. As we're heading towards the 3 soldiers, I'm going to sort of move my way over towards the pile of feathers.
Yep. So as you look there, you see it's Pugsley. There is loose feathers and blood, but he still appears to be breathing.
Ah.
Okay.
We don't know that yet. We're storming towards the soldiers going, you assholes, kill the whole village.
So, I'm going to look over and say, okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say the word Pugsley, and I'm going to scoop him up, and I'm going to, I'm assuming, Song, you're directly behind me?
Mm-hmm.
No, you've walked 20 foot away from her.
Yeah, and I'm working towards the soldiers.
Okay, well, I'm going to head back
But if you say Pugsley...
So as you pick Pugsley up, do me a dexterity roll, please.
Okay. I'm going to use 2 luck, so it'd be 13 all up.
13. So he coos loudly, and yeah, he seems in a fair bit of discomfort.
At that coo, I am going to turn and frickin' run over to Pugsley. Pugsley!
Ow! Ow! My wing! My flying wing!
Oh my gosh!
Ow.
Oh, you're alive!
I'm going to very carefully just hand Pugsley off to Song.
And as I touch him, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. Oh, Pugsley, I'm so sorry.
So as you cast Cure Wounds, you see there's a bullet wound kind of in his shoulder, really, and that kind of heals up, and a bullet that's disproportionately big for his body pops out. He says, "Oh, that's better. Oh, I don't think I can fly yet, though." And you look at his wing, and it's a bit kind of wonky. It might take, I mean, Cure Wounds has done a good job in stabilizing him, but it's not going to be fixing his wing anytime soon.
I'm going to tuck him inside my hood and be like, you are going to stay right here, and you're going to have all the crumbs and all the food. I'm going to get you a croissant as soon as I know where they can make those.
Have you got any crumbs right now? Because that would do an awful lot to make me.
I'll fish around in my pockets and pull out whatever I've got, and I'm like, here, and I'll put it in the little nook in my hood and be like, here.
There's chocolate lint, and there's dust bunnies, and there's fluff. Oh, I'm sure I've got some crumbs here somewhere.
Exactly.
But yeah, sure, you can chuck some crumbs into your hood, and he's quite happy, and that's averted a crisis. Thank God somebody noticed he was there, because he was going to die. Get there, and the three soldiers are prone. They're covered in dust and filth and dirt, cuts and abrasions. Yeah, that's what you see.
I'm going to turn. I'm still where I was, so you guys are 20 feet away from me now.
Just like
that's.
that.
Can I still talk to them? Yeah.
Who do you want to talk to? The soldiers?
No, Song and Carswell. That's still 30 feet, still talking distance, isn't it?
Well, look. I mean, if you think your voice can carry 20 feet, yeah, sure.
Or have you caught up to us, man? Because we weren't exactly separated. I had moved away,
and then back.
I see no just impediment why you three can't communicate with each other.
Okay, I'm gonna ask them. So they die, yeah?
Definitely. They shot Pugsley. They die.
And they murdered the village. Sure, they shot Pugsley.
Well, they specifically didn't murder the village. I don't know that yet, but I definitely know they freaking shot Pugsley.
Yes, which is why we need to keep on to one. We need to figure out what's going on. So let's approach them. They seem to be on the ground, dazed. So I'm going to pull out my rifle and I'm going to have it trained in their direction as we approach.
Yeah. Okay. You can do that?
All right.
Definitely.
Anais, Pugsley's alive.
Oh, good bird. Right, so...
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to make my way onto the three. I'll make my way towards the three soldiers.
Yes.
I'll do the same and my rapier will be out.
Okay, so you approach them and they're groaning and moaning. They're conscious, but they're on the floor and they're because
How
obviously
close to the edge are they?
Oh,
now that a chunk's missing.
5 or 10 foot, I guess.
So they don't appear to be trying to actively get up and attack us.
No, they're a bit stunned because obviously erupting earth was obviously, they've been slammed by a lot of rock and dirt, and obviously it was quite a concussive force as well as the earth boomed out and kind of plopped down.
I just start pushing one closer to the edge.
Well, you're gonna have to do it. Do me a strength roll with disadvantage.
$13.
13. Yeah, you could. Yeah, he's not going to resist. So you can start to. I would say you probably better.
Grab him by the leg and just start.
If you continue to do that, you can chuck him over the edge in 2 moves.
Okay.
So the bit where we said we need to talk to them first, that has to happen first.
There's 2 others. I'm just.
I'm
don't know that they know what this guy. What happens if they're brain dead? We need this one.
I'm going to approach the other 2, and if I see any weapons on their persons or around them, I'm just going to throw it off into the distance.
Yep, you can do that. That's fine. The 3 of you as you're busy dealing with the soldiers, I want you to do perception with disadvantage again, please.
16.
18.
18.
17 with disadvantage.
Yep.
So I think with
We're perceptive.
18. So how we'll work this mechanically is, Carswell, as you're removing the weapons from the fallen soldiers and you're throwing them, as you turn, you catch up your eye back towards the camp. You see a figure kind of standing up on a I suppose a bit like a lifeguard's chair, kind of like a small raised platform. And he's got, appears to have a flag in each hand, and they're white flags, and he seems to be signalling. And he appears to be facing the direction of the tripod.
Oh, right.
Oh. What's the distance on heat metal?
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm just while you work out the impossibilities of doing what you think you're going to do, I'm going to go to Ikbo. Obviously, you ran. A couple of shots missed you, and then suddenly the whole world kind of turned a bit upside down, and there was a landslide, and it was noisy, but you didn't take any damage. But you see now the path you were walking up previously, there's just an enormous amount of rubble and large boulders. It looks very precarious, blocking your way.
Yeah. Looking around, is there a way to go around to get up on top of the...
You could try climbing.
Yeah, I was looking for an easier path before I attempted climbing.
No, you were going up the only path, basically.
Yeah.
Any other road would be to try and climb.
Yep. I will attempt to climb up the ledge then.
Okay, you can do me 2 consecutive athletics checks.
That one will be 12.
That's not going to do it.
Well, there's no point doing the second one then.
Well, no, the second one then turns into the next first one, if you see what I mean. So you try climbing, you get a few feet, and then you just scrabble back down again. So you can do me another one. So basically, you've got to get 2 successes in a row. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
Gotcha. And 12 again.
So no. So you use your action to try and get up, and as you do so, the sandstone rock just kind of falls away. It's not rock hard like granite, for example. It seems to be more of a sedimentary kind of conglomeration of rocks and compressed dirt, and it's a bit mucky, to be honest.
If he keeps trying to do that, he might actually make some headway of moving some dirt.
Possibly. Well, he's not actually trying to clear the path. He's actually trying to climb up. I think you're trying to climb up the cliff, aren't you? Yeah. Which is probably far more stable than trying to do it the other way. So, okay, back to you 3.
I'm going to signal to Song and Anais that there's someone over there waving some flags at that metal tripod thing. And as I've said that, I've sort of looked back towards these guys. Do anyone appear to be have their eyes open, looking at me, or responsive?
They're all conscious.
All right. Well, I'm going to sit one of them up, and I'm just going to say to him, "What?" I'm just going to say to him, "You hearing me, mate?"
Ow, my ears are ringing. What did you say?
So,
What?
can you do something? Heal this guy's ears or something, because he's not hearing me.
Just heal his ears. Just tuck his ears.
I'm currently dragging the other one towards the edge to get ready to boot him off.
Just leave him for a minute and just sort this one here out first. I promise you can throw him over the edge afterwards.
Fine, I'll kick him and then walk over.
Ow! That got his attention. Yeah. So you're now with Carswell and the sitting up soldier who can't hear anything.
I'll just do healing word. No, actually, I won't. No, I won't. I'll just do healing word. So I'll keep dragging the guy. And I'll just be like,
okay.
You're fine. And he gets 1d4.
Okay, so
2 healing.
2 healing. You can fix one of his ears then, I guess.
I'll do.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you say?
What are you doing here?
It's none of your business. What are you doing here?
And I'm going to
Punch
punch
him
him.
in the face.
I'm going to punch him in the face.
Okay.
Not hard. I'm just going to give him a
Slap.
bop.
Sure. So roll to attack with advantage.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm so glad I got advantage. 8.
8.
Yeah.
That's with advantage.
Was that a 1 or an 8?
Oh.
Okay. Well, you go to you grabbed him by his lapel and you're threatening him. You go to punch him and miss.
Well, hold on. Am I adding anything to it?
Not nearly enough. No, not nearly enough.
Can I kick the guy off the edge yet?
I hold on. I'm going to get in a moment, psycho. Obviously,
So I'm assuming he moves his head.
Yeah. The extra 2 points that Son gave him was just made him a little bit alert enough to avoid your punch.
Okay. Well, my response is just to basically backhand him again.
No, you're not. That's not how this works. You missed with your attack. He's going to attack you. He's gonna swing round. He's picked up a rock that's just by his hand. Don't you shake your head at me.
No.
Oh, he rolls a 1. So as he picks up to move it, he kind of realizes his wrist is broken. And he screams out in pain and passes out from the pain.
All right,
It's fine, you've got one more.
The son's unconscious, kick him off, it's fine.
So I'm going to go back to Song. I'm going to give you the choice, Song. You can either... Okay, so this is what happens. The guy you're manhandling he's unarmed. He's kind of very badly beaten up. He's dazed, barely conscious. Now, you don't have to roll. If you want to throw him off the gorge, you can. But if you do, it will affect your alignment. Because he's effectively helpless.
He also committed genocide.
And
shot Pugsley.
However, that probably affects his alignment, not yours. This is about a conscious choice that you're making. What's your alignment at the moment?
I think
You've got to be good, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's like it's more like chaotic good.
Right.
This is like that moment in Star Wars where we got the situation.
Like go to the dark side. Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing it. I'm giving Song the conscious choice. There's that little voice in her head saying, okay, the DM's voice is now Song's inner voice saying, well, how is this going to affect me if I do this? But I'm just making you aware. I'm not saying you should change your decision unless you want it to change your decision.
Am I able to say something?
No,
Why she's doing this?
having fisticuffs and slappy match.
Okay.
With
Can
Okay.
I just point out that the dark side has better outfits, so just believe it.
And cookies.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies. I'm going to pick him up by the scruff, sort of near the edge. Like, none of this, because I'm not very strong, but I'm going to, like, push him over to the edge.
Yep.
And look over to the other ones.
Yep.
There's another one still there. And I'm going to push him off the edge.
You what?
I'm pushing him off the edge.
So you briefly see in his eyes a widening fear, and just as he's about to start begging for you to not do that, you tip him over.
Genocide is bad.
And he falls about 40 foot, and he just lies motionless without a sound at the bottom.
What else do I see at the bottom?
Anais is like gold
kobold?
You also see that your alignment has changed from chaotic good to chaotic neutral.
Neutral.
You will not be the same again for a while.
And Anais golf claps.
Wow. That's hard. Okay. Anais, are you doing anything?
No.
Okay.
I've got it handled. I'm just supervising, just making sure, just keeping an eye on Flaggy Dude.
Okay. The flaggy dude has been flagging. The tripoddy dude has been tripoding in your direction. So it's no longer stationary. Its long white clouds that it's emitting has stopped, and it's turned, and it appears to be heading back towards the camp. You also see about 20 figures from the camp. No, sorry. About 10 figures from the camp running in your direction.
Us. All right, I'm going to let the others know that we're about to get a bit more company than we bargained for.
I would, since I'm by the edge of the gorge, I'd also like to look down and see if I can see Ikbo.
Maybe. Do me a perception roll. With disadvantage. I love that phrase. And they're going to grow tired of that.
It's been a lot tonight, but it's
With
okay.
a disadvantage.
And you know what? It's disadvantage for everybody else's benefit because she had to turn into a horse for you guys. Just saying.
13.
Yeah, you think you see him. You see something small and squirrely looking, kind of. It's not a squirrel, by the way. Just on the path a little bit further down from where the collapse is.
I found Ikbo.
The people on the ground that are coming our way, they're in the gorge, aren't they?
No.
They're
running
still quite a distance away.
They were at the camp, yes?
You'd be surprised how quick people can move when they're dashing.
Yeah, okay.
I guess my point is, since Song has this wonderful ability to like move large amounts of earth rather quickly, is there a way we can screw the path up?
There is no path. There's no path between you and them. It's just basically flat terrainish.
Gotcha.
How far away are they now?
I reckon they're probably going to get quite close to you by the next action, by your next turn.
In that case, I will try another erupting earth kind of at the front line of whoever's running over.
Yep.
So out of 20, I've got a 20-foot cube. How many people would I be able to and make the difficult terrain as well as hurting people?
Well, you see, the thing is, and I'm going to be really kind to you, you can do that, but they can just run around the erupted earth.
No, I can cast it like on them.
They're not in range yet.
Oh, they're not 120 feet.
No, that's what I'm saying. They will get to you the next turn.
Right.
In time.
I'm going to be like, I have an idea, but it's going to basically pin us down for, 8 hours.
But exactly what are you going to do?
I can protect us, but we're going to be stuck for 8 hours.
And after 8 hours?
You become
Everyone needs to be dead by then.
Hopefully of old age.
Let's just shelve this one. I'll use it if we need it, but only if we need it.
So what's going to happen as you're having this conversation? I'm going to go to Ikbo, and then we're going to go to what happens next. Ikbo.
He's still trying to climb the cliff.
Okay, do me some another couple of athletic rolls.
That one is a 9.
Nope, that's not good enough.
And that one is a 15.
Yep, so you get halfway up. So you're now 20 foot above the gorge, and so you need to succeed with this one. Just saying.
So roll again?
Yep, roll again. Because basically I will allow you to do two consecutive rolls to make sure you either succeed and get to the top or plummet to the earth.
15.
Yep, that's fine. So it's a bit touch and go. A couple of loose rocks come away in your hand. And you reach the top of the cliff and you're about 20 foot behind, a bit further back, but behind your group and 2 prostrate soldiers. And you can probably see a group of 10 running soldiers heading your way. Okay. So, as the 10 soldiers run towards you, they start to fan out into a line. And behind them, you see a horse. And on that horse, you see a soldier. And Song, you recognize this soldier.
Not the commander guy.
Yeah, Major Ven.
Will's mate? Who?
He killed the bunch of the soldiers back at the mine.
Oh, so he's bad.
That's the guy from the mine, guys. I can see this from 120 feet away.
Oh, yeah, okay. So mechanically speaking, they're getting closer as this happens. I mean, you can still see people from 120 feet away. It's not that far. It's only like 40 meters.
Okay.
And especially the guy on a horse.
Because I was hoping to do the erupt while they're still together.
Yeah, I know. I'm being a dick. So, so they start to fan out and they form like a line of 10 soldiers. and you see stroke hear Major Ven from behind them bark a command, and they kind of screech to a halt and they raise their rifles.
I am going to respond. Why is it unstable? Sorry, internet's crap. I'm holding on to the guy. He's basically patched out. I'm going to shove him so that she can see. Igbo has told us that she can see all this happening, and I'm going to say and run, and I'm going to grab Song, and I'm going to force slope.
Okay.
Hang on.
Say all of that again.
Yeah, I'm just going to mute Jezza for the moment until you've got a more stable connection. I would like to know what you're doing, but obviously I can't. You can send me a message though, and I can translate.
It looks like you're moving. It looks like he's moving properly now. He's not all grainy.
Let's try this again. Okay.
Unmute yourself, Jez. You should work now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, go.
Your thought?
I was just saying, Igbo has just come up.
Yeah.
Same time that Igbo's come up, Anais has relayed what she can see. Song has thrown the guy off.
Yeah.
And I kind of just thrown the guy I was holding away from me, and my response is to basically grab Song, grab Anais, and head towards where Ikor has just come up, and we're getting down, we're getting away.
As you motion to do that, you hear Major Ven shouting to you, and to all of you basically. It's saying, "Halt! Do not move. We will shoot you."
There's a lot of guns.
And as the GM, I can tell you that all of my 10 soldiers, not Major Ven, but all my 10 soldiers are now readied in action. I'm not going to tell you what that action is. I will
To
let you
shoot
guess.
us, obviously.
I have one question.
To who?
Out of character.
Okay.
Would they have seen Song throw the soldier off the cliff?
No.
Okay.
Just trying to help your soldiers in a landslide.
I'm going to say at that request of halt, we will shoot you. I'm going to say I've got Anais and I've got a Song, and I've gotten to the top of where we're to go down, and I've just kind of stopped and looked over my shoulder.
Cool.
I'm going to ready an action.
What action would you like to ready?
I want to prepare Tiny Hut.
Okay. And what's the trigger?
Oh, good question.
I know.
I'm going to go off Commander Ben, so if he yells fire, I'm just going to let loose.
Okay, if he yells fire, they will get their action before you can do that.
That's 10 bullets.
Well, it's 10 guns.
10 guns, sorry.
10 rifles, so you do the math.
Good point. There's no point in reading it then, I guess. I wouldn't get it off in time, would I?
No.
All right, delay that.
Okay.
I say to the other two, we giving up?
Ikor needs to come closer to us.
Ikbo, get over here. As I see him coming up.
I'm not going. Why would I go towards danger?
Well, you don't know. Well, you can't see the danger, can you?
Ikbo's only 20 feet behind you. He can definitely see that there's 10 soldiers and a man on a horse,
Okay.
all kind of pointing guns in your direction.
Yeah, I'm like right next to the cliff. I'm very tempted just to jump back down and take my chances.
I can't defend him. I can only do the group. So either he stays or he goes.
Okay. Song, you were gesticulating?
We either give up or we go, guys. Because we're like right near the edge of the cliff, right?
Well, you are.
Yes.
The other two, not so much.
I've got some wards we could set off.
We've got two options. We got to keep running and get shot, or we take our chances and play
How likely are we to survive this at all?
plead ignorance.
Let's go with ignorance. And if it stuffs up, then we go out with a bang.
Landslide? We didn't create this landslide.
We just found this landslide.
Yeah, it was here when we came here. Yeah.
So my action, if everyone else is on board, is to just kind of...
Yeah, I'll do the same.
All right.
Hands up.
Okay, and Anais, are you surrendering?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like hands up like this.
I know, right? That'd be cool. So that just needs... I need Ikbo to resolve what he's going to do.
He's not raising his hands, but he is giving up.
Okay.
Oh.
And so, as everyone else raises their hands and Ikbo doesn't, Major Ven orders you to raise your hands and join the others.
I walk to the party,
Okay.
and my hands are open, but they're by my side. I'm not raising them.
Okay. Any of you holding weapons?
No.
I've got my...
I was holding my saber.
I was holding my
quarter staff.
rifle. I guess I will put it... What's safer, on my back or on the ground?
Above your head like a Tuscan Raider.
Yeah, why not? Let's do the Tuscan Raider thing.
Okay, so as you do so, four soldiers come over and they manacle your hands behind your back. And you are forced to your knees. Not Ikbo, because he's kind of pretty small anyway, so you can stay standing. And Major Ven gets off his horse and walks towards you. Not going to get too close because you're...
As he's walking, I make a snide remark to the party, just saying, "Hey, look, now we see eye to eye."
There we go.
Hey, Ikbo. Glad you could join us.
And you are side by side. So the four of you are on your knees, you're manacled, with your hands behind your back, and you are in adjacent squares, if you can imagine a grid. Major Ven comes towards you. Now, he doesn't know any of you, even though you know him, Song. And he says, look, this is awfully embarrassing. Sorry, I should say that once you've been manacled, the soldiers retreat, go back and join the others again. And he says, well, look, this is awfully embarrassing. I guess you've seen quite a lot. You've probably seen the...
Genocide? No,
we
haven't seen anything. And she elbows Song.
Well, okay, I can't rewind my ears. I've definitely heard the genocide, and you've obviously seen our latest fantastic invention behind us, and you see that the tripod is now very close. And he says, look, what are you even doing here? I have no idea why you'd be in the middle of this desert. Such a weird band of like eco-terrorists, kind of lefty, nasty, kind of socialist oiks. What brings
I was
you
on a spirit quest.
It's true.
And who made that request?
Apparently my dead sister. It's a really long story. Except she's not dead, and the whole thing is very confusing. And
Okay,
now
definitely.
apple pie makes me really queasy. It's just
I'm just staring at Anais like, okay.
I think we all are watching her monologue.
I know it's
Just going, what?
to behold. So he says, okay, well, enough of your jibber jabber. I don't suppose I really care why you're here. The fact is, you shouldn't be here, and you've already...
Well, neither should you.
Yeah, that's
out of context. Sorry, out of character, not context. And how far is Ben from us?
He's probably about 30 foot away from you.
Yep.
Yeah. He says, look, it's just business. Okay. I hope you can understand. What's happened here is for the benefit of Edisonia.
You're killing people of Edisonia for the benefit of Edisonia.
Well, they live on Edisonian lands, but one would argue whether they're Edisonian or not, really. So I hear what you're saying, but I reject your concept on that. And he walks back to behind his soldiers.
I say,
And
I shout, wait, as he's walking off.
And he turns and says, "Yes, child. What is it?"
I have gold.
And he kind of sniggers and says, "Don't we all?" And he walks back behind his rank of soldiers.
Can I cast a spell if my hands are handcuffed?
Your
Does
hands are
it
behind
have
you.
somatic component? Yeah, is it somatic components? Does it have an S next to it?
Yes.
Wiggle your fingers.
Then no.
Okay.
And so he says, "Okay, I believe it's good practice to kind of ask for last requests at this time. However, I'm something of an arsehole, so no." And he shouts, "Aim!" And the 10 soldiers raise their rifles towards you. And he shouts, "Fire!" And for each and every one of you, everything goes black. And that's where we leave season 1.
TPK!
Yay! So there you go. I hope you enjoyed episode 13, and I hope you enjoyed season 1. Whether you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching this and you like it, or at least distinctly better than like passing average, subscribe. I really want people to subscribe. I want to get to 50. I only need 5 more as it stands, and I'm going to do a pretty wicked one shot, which is getting a bit more formative now. If you like us on podcast, please subscribe and keep listening. Share amongst your friends, or share amongst your enemies if you don't like it. That's fine. But we want to do more of this. We want to do season 2 of this, assuming that anyone is still alive, or we see some new characters. And yeah, I want to do some bit more different systems. So yeah. So that's me. I'm Phil. I created the Copper Wars, and I've mostly ruined everyone's evening tonight. Although the good news is they haven't shot Pugsley again, so presumably Song, when she died, would have crushed Pugsley if she fell backwards.
He was in my hood. Like,
Yeah, no, you
yeah.
fell backwards and crushed him. So I hope there's no questions from that, or if there is, we have to wait. So that was the end of season 1. I'm planning to get back to this in about 4 or 5 weeks' time. So we'll start season 2 hopefully around then. My 4 players are going to be joining me for that, which is very exciting. I don't know anything about what's happening next season, or even, well, you know what's just happened to the players, the characters. So yeah, that's that. So I want to go round. I'm going to start with Jezza, because he always likes to go first.
Yeah, I'm Jez. I play Carswell Thorn, human fighter. Thank you for joining us for season 1.
Could I just
we
add
all-
X fighter, technically, just saying.
Well, we don't know just yet, so we'll see.
I love optimism. God loves a try. Awesome. Song, let's go to you. Alyce.
I'm Alyce, and I played Song of the River. Briefly evil to Backseater. Almost evil.
Almost evil. That could be a name of a concept.
Almost evil.
Almost evil. Thank you very much. And we're going to go to Kirra.
Hi, I am Anais. I play a currently holy human bard, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm dead because I wasn't prophesized to die this way, so we shall see.
Yeah, that's the thing about prophecies. They can change. And we're going to go with Stuart.
Hi, my name's Stuart. I was playing Ikor von Kirby, the Kobold Rogue, for season 1. Find out if he's going to continue playing or not.
Indeed. So thanks everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that, and we're going to see you really soon. So thank you. Bye.
See ya.